So we ended part 1 by talking about the guardian spirits who are very sorry that they actually accompany human beings who do not acknowledge them. They do not even know that they exist, or they accompany them through their life. In other words, they have lost total connection with the divine world. And there is no way that they would work with them less zealously than people who actually believe in God, who know God, and who want to serve God. No, they don't work with them less zealously. In fact, they begin to take an interest in their life, even in small occurrences. And they do this in order to be able to guide them to their goal. And in this way, they keep human beings from evil, as we discussed in part 1. And also, they feel the urge for the good and also do it. These human beings who, one, do not believe in God, but at the same time, they feel an urge to do good and be righteous people, perform justice. They actually are led by angels of God. After all, you often meet people who are good, to be sure, and who strictly observe the law, but they do not believe in God. You meet such people, right? Now, these people have no connection with the divine world. As we said, God does not force you to be part of his kingdom if you do not want to be part of it. God gives you his will. He has his kingdom, he tells you. Jesus Christ came and said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to my Father except through me. No one comes to the Father except through me. Now, Jesus Christ himself came and showed that he is the way. It is indeed the will of God the Father that his Son Jesus Christ is the King of Kings. He is the King of his kingdom in heaven. So, it is his will that his Son Jesus Christ is the way. That is why in the book of John it says, For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. It means that Jesus Christ is the way. Yeah? Look no further. If you have found Jesus, then you have found the way. Okay? Now, here in particular, it is the task of the guardian spirits to guide such people as well as possible. Often to other human beings who draw their attention to God and the teachings of the divine world, others are simply led away from sin and injustice. No one forces you to believe, but at least because angels of God have been put in your life to accompany you as their protege, they are protecting you when they are allowed. And they are also leading you away from sin and injustice. Okay? But we did also say that human beings have a free will. God gave each and every human being free will. Remember, we spoke about the body. The physical body, you have a spiritual body that carries your mind. It also carries your free will, and it carries your emotions. That is your spirit. Okay? The spirit communicates to the human soul that is also connected to the flesh. The flesh is a physical body. All right? That's a topic for another day, or you can check my videos on TikTok. I've actually elaborated about the spiritual body very, very well. We don't have to talk about that today. All right. So these people are made aware of justice and love so that they too can pass this on to their fellow human beings. And they do this in a wonderful fashion and according to the development of their protege. You know, the guardian spirits fulfill their tasks in so many different ways. Now, my dear friends, the teachings contained here, they are actually of great benefit to you, because through them you are going to gain a deeper insight into spiritual laws, as well as into the work and activities of the angels of God. All right? You ask yourself, yes, we were taught that when our body rests, our spirit can wander. Now, during this time, it can therefore establish relationship with the spirits of God, who will then teach it. But why can it not take everything into its consciousness? All right, now, you have such questions, and such questions are what actually brings doubts into probably religious Christians who do not want to think about anything to do with spirituality. Yet Christians should be on the forefront of having spiritual conversations, because doesn't the Bible says that God is spirit, and when you worship him, you should worship him in truth and in spirit. After all, it will be in God's power and no big thing for him to send his heavenly messengers over this earthly realm to tell human beings, you know, about heaven and about God, you know, to perform miracles and to judge the unjust. Why doesn't God do so? Now, my dear friends, you need to understand this. The human soul is still sore and sick. The human soul is sick. You do know that a great number of humanity are descending from the deepest, the lowest depths. You do know that. You do know that. And that is why we have a great number of people, human beings nowadays, doing evil, following Satan, harming other people. That is something that you need to realize, that Satan still has a hold on quite a number of people on this life. Otherwise, it will be, if I would give you an example, compared to when a soldier is wounded, you know, by a gunshot, okay, and the doctor sews up, and they don't remove the bullet, they just sew them up. What happens? They become worse. All right. So you can't just be given quick solutions, you know, prove that God exists, prove that what? God doesn't mind if you think he exists or not. He has given you what you need to survive in this life. You wake up and you can breathe in. That is God. That is God. When you are able to communicate with your fellow, you know, colleague, spouse, friend, we are all created in the image and likeness of God, right? Then there is so much evidence of the existence of God on this earth. But since the human soul is so sick, and we've said some from the depths, honestly, even if they're given the answer right now, probably they will believe for those 2 minutes and then they will forget. So what is going to happen? Now, it will not be long before the sickness within will proliferate and the soldier will die, right? That is, if they don't remove the bullet before closing up the wound. So the healing has to come from inside. From inside. Believe it in your soul. That is how the soul is going to heal.